The New York Islanders are trying to make space on the cap, and that means shedding out big contracts. But to do so, picks and prospects usually have to go the other way. So, ignoring the pick side of things, who are some of the prospects that might be leaving the Islanders system to facilitate such a trade? As always, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a video. Also, head over to Twitter and follow at TLOMitch. That's me. Don't miss any breaking information about Islanders prospects. So as you know, the Islanders don't have a whole lot of cap space, right? They're $5.786 million in cap space as it stands today without the Johnny Boychuk contract on LTIR. But you still got to sign Anthony Beauvillier, Ilya Sorokin, and Adam Pelech, and probably Casey Cizikas as well, and maybe one more depth piece. That $12 million roughly of cap space, with Johnny Boychuk of course, isn't enough. So to do that, the Islanders have to shed some cap space. That's probably Leo, Nick Leddy, maybe Jordan Eberle, maybe someone else, Thomas Hickey, all have to go. Maybe not all together, but at least one of those contracts have to go. To do so, the Islanders might have to entice a buyer to get one of those deals. And that means a prospect might have to go. So I've gone through the prospect pool and I've picked out a few prospects I think will help facilitate such a trade and that the Islanders might be willing to move. I've picked out three, technically four, and you'll see why I said four in just a second here. The first one on the list is two. So this is what I was alluding to with four prospects and not three. And I've lumped these two guys together because they play the same position and they're roughly at the same point in their careers. And by that I mean ready for the NHL. And that's Robin Salo and Samuel Bolduc. Both are left-handed defensemen. Both are ready to take that next step towards the NHL. The Islanders just don't have two spots on the left side of defense to give to rookies. So one of them is probably going to make that jump or not, right? They might both stay at the AHL level. But the point here is that they're both at the same stage of their careers. They're ready for that next step. And so another team might have an opening, would be enticed to bring one of those two guys in. Now, of course, they both played the same position, but they played a little differently. Samuel Bolduc is more of a well-rounded defenseman, not so much stay at home, not so much only offense either, whereas Robin Salo is not all offense, but more offense, right? Like, let's say 75% offense, 25% defense. And again, it's not to say he's bad defensively. He's just more inclined to play more offensive game, which will happen for a guy who's played forward most of his life, right? Like, I think he made the switch, he told me, to defense when he was like 12 or 13 years old. That's only 10 years ago for a guy who's 22 years old. A team could very well be interested in either one of those two prospects. Remember, both are second-round picks. For Salo, that was in 2017. For Bolduc, that was in 2019. But both are ready for the next step. Yes, Bolduc is a bit younger, but they're both still at the same place. So either one could be moved to facilitate cap space for the Islanders. The second player on my list, and this is just one player now, is Kiefer Bellows. In terms of prospects, he has the highest ceiling out of anyone in the Islander system. I'm not counting Wahlstrom, and I'm not counting Dobson here. Just straight up guys who aren't NHL regulars. Both of those two names I just said are NHL regulars now, at least in my eyes. But when it comes to Kiefer Bellows, he's not established at the NHL level yet. And he very well could be, depending on where he goes. Right? Unfortunately, he's just not working in the Islanders system. It could still work out, right? There could still be an opening on that third line for him next year. But if we're seeing that Zach Parise is available and everyone's saying the Islanders are going to get him, because it kind of seems like he will, that reduces the number of players or reduces the spots for Kiefer Bellows and absolutely increases the competition for said spot. It's very likely to see Kiefer Bellows leave. And I'm not saying that he's going to go in expansion, which is entirely likely. But let's just forget about that for a second. If the Islanders are looking to move contracts, Kiefer Bellows is an enticing player. This is a guy who could probably get you 20 goals at the NHL level, depending on who he's with. I won't say that Kiefer Bellows will get you 20 goals irrespective of where he plays and irrespective of who he plays with. No, Kiefer Bellows is very much dependent on the players he's playing with. And if he goes into the right situation or is playing on the right line with the right center, this guy can absolutely get you 20 goals, which is going to be enticing for another NHL team. The third player on my list is Alex Jeffries. It's a 4th round pick from 2020 by the Islanders. And this kid's got something. He just played his first season at the college level. He was a freshman for Merrimack and was like lights out. They think he's one of the smartest players in the league. They trusted him to play top 6 minutes when everyone was healthy. This isn't just they put him in because they had to. No, they put him top 6 right away. He plays on the power play and he plays on the penalty kill. And again, he's a freshman, right? Freshmen usually don't get that treatment. Just look at Colin Adams, for example. He didn't become the top line center for North Dakota in year 1. It took him a while to get there because typically what they do at the college level is they have you play bottom pair minutes, or it's not bottom pair, bottom line minutes, and let you work your way up as you progress throughout the years. Year 1, boom, he's top 6 and he's putting up points. He finished in the top 50 for the Hobie Baker Award. He wasn't going to win it by any stretch, but he still finished in the top 50. For a freshman, that's impressive. For a team that is looking to build and is not looking for someone to make an impact today, but is willing to wait a couple of years to have said player do something or hit the NHL level, Alex Jeffries is a very intriguing prospect for them. Say the Ottawa Senators or the Buffalo Sabres looking to, slowly build up towards something. Alex Jeffries represents something that could very well hit. Looking at the Islanders prospect pool, these 4 prospects come to mind in order to facilitate a trade to create cap space. Now, it's not to say these are the only prospects that will be moved or could be moved to create cap space. You still got guys like Ruslan Ishkakov or even Otto Koivula who could certainly make this list easily. You could certainly put them in instead of Alex Jeffries. I just think that Jeffries is more interesting for a team looking to build, whereas a team that might be, let's say, looking to have someone make an impact today, yeah, you're probably looking at an Otto Koivula, or if you're looking for an impact next year, you're looking at Ruslan Ishkakov. So you could easily swap out Alex Jeffries for Koivula or Ishkakov here. Again, I want to thank you for subscribing to the channel. If you haven't yet, please do so. And thank you, thank you, thank you.